Now, we all know the new series of Doctor Who. Here's my question for you. Do you know the classic Doctors? If you didn't know, the classic series ran from 1963 till 1989 and started again in 1996 and came back on the screens in 2005. This will be the start of a little mini-series of stories I'm going to recommend for a certain Doctor, talk about them in depth and explain to you why you should watch them, check them out and check out each Doctor I'm going to be speaking at, because honestly, all Doctors are fucking amazing. These are some of my favourite William Hartnell stories. I have other favourites, but I really think you should watch these ones first, as they really introduce the first Doctor a lot better, a lot more, and you really see how this first Doctor changes from this grumpy old man to a lovable Doctor like he is today, near enough. Our first story we have is An Unearthly Child. This is the first ever episode of Doctor Who ever. This really introduced the whole concept for Doctor Who. This talked about the TARDIS, this introduced Susan Foreman, this introduced Ina Barber, the first ever companions, and the junkyard in Totter's Lane. This is a massive story, Doctor Who history, and it's all here, so check it out. Next, the story we have is the Daleks. This was the second ever Doctor Who story ever. This is the first ever Dalek story, where the Doctor, Ian, Susan and Barbara land on Skaro for the first ever time. And this story really introduces one of the biggest villains in Doctor Who history. William Hartnell's Doctor really hasn't encountered these because it's the first ever one, and the Daleks are so menacing in this story that you will love this story. 7 parts long, so watch it in bits if you really don't understand the classic Who format of 25 minutes per episode, but I recommend it. It's a brilliant story. Now, the next story we have is a big story for the fact that it's really one of the first stories to talk about why we shouldn't meddle with time, why we shouldn't change time, as what would the consequences be if we did that. And that story is the Aztecs. As Ian, Barbara, Susan land in the Aztec times, obviously as it says in the title. But unfortunately, Barbara gets mistaken for a goddess and tries to stop the whole idea of sacrifice. Now, of course, the Doctor's not happy with this, as sacrifice is a thing back in the day. Years and years ago in history, it's been happening for many years. So Barbara tries to stop it, and this is where the whole idea comes in. Only 4 parts long. It's all there. Check it out. It's an amazing Doctor Who story. Now, my next story is a massive episode of Doctor Who. Massive. It is one of the first of a generation stories of all time. The first appearance of the Cybermen, and a personal favourite of mine. This is The 10th Planet. The 10th Planet is William Hartnell's final story as the Doctor in his entire era. It introduces the Cyberman of Mondas. And it's such a good episode. And it also is the first episode to have regeneration in episode 4. Unfortunately, episode 4 is missing, but we have an animated version of this episode. But luckily enough, the regeneration scene from episode 4 has completely survived, so we have the first ever regeneration from William Hartnell to Patrick Troughton's Doctor, and I can't say watch this episode more. Did you like my list of episodes of Doctor Who you should watch for William Hartnell's era, the first ever Doctor? If so, tell me below what you really think about them. If you've seen them many, tell me below anyway, as I'm really interested to hear what you think about these stories. So thank you for watching and have an amazing day. See ya.